Hey everybody, welcome to the latest edition of the Elite Pod. I'm Joaquin and I'm with Jake Mendoza, who's a client of ours. And today's topic is going to be about injury and how to work out without stopping your fitness routine and habit. Jake has a really interesting story to share about perseverance, getting injured, and how he kept coming to the gym to work out. So, Jake, why don't you tell us about your experience?
Hey guys, mid-December we went, my partner and I went to Oaxaca, Mexico, first time visit. Spent some time in the city, went to the coast, toward the end of our vacation, fortunately, toward the end of the vacation. Uh, Rented scooters. We were both wearing flip-flops because we went beach hopping on scooters, coming back from one beach, going to another. Went to pull off the road, lost control of the scooter. This foot got cut underneath the scooter. I trying to get out from underneath it, twisted. Also tried to stand up, I think. So multiple functions at once and ended up fracturing the fibula on this side. Currently in this little brace, kind of lace up brace, but I was in an actual boot for what, 3 months now?
Yeah, about 3 months.
Yeah,
December. It happened in December,
yeah,
right?
late December, right before. So it happened on the 18th. We came back the 20th, 21st. Day or two after that, went in, got X-rays, discovered it was fractured, not sprained. I've been walking on it. Went into a boot. Boot came up to here. It was like straps, and it was elevated. So then on my other shoe, I had to get this. It's called an elevator. You put it on your shoe to level you out. I know a lot of people will wear those stationary boots without it, but when you're walking, your hips are actually off-centered. So my doctor said I needed it, and so I was kind of like a little platform on my other shoe. Was in that for 3 months. Eventually got into this, but right after I emailed Joaquin and was like, I fractured my foot. I don't think I'm coming to the gym anytime soon. And Joaquin was insistent that I just come in anyway, and they worked around it. So he said, we can work around it. We can do other things, but to just drop out of the gym altogether is not good for your recovery, but your overall health. So I agreed because I just kind of felt defeated. I was walking on this horrible boot. I was just in it for like a couple of days, so I was still struggling with balance, and I was like, this is going to be so uncomfortable. But got in. The coaches were all briefed, so we started with like core and upper body for like first couple of weeks, just staying away from any kind of waist, below the waist type workouts, squatting, lunging, all that was off the table. Once I told them that my balance was pretty stable, I got used to walking with that lift on my shoe. Andrew specifically had said he'd done some research and that working your well side actually helps to compensate your injured side. So once I was ready, we started doing like one-legged, like controlled squats. Like I would just sit, use like an assisted handrail, and like I would just do like a one-legged squat on this leg, having the boot on this one. And we went from there. About a month ago, my doctor finally gave me the blessing to wear. It's called a Sweeto. It's the brand. This brace, and I started doing like body weight squats, and then still haven't been able to do lunges because of the range of motion still relatively limited, but been slowly getting better. And then about 2 weeks ago, right at the beginning of April, I got finally got a bone stimulator. That was a whole nother story. Finally getting approved for that, and since getting the bone stimulator, it's been a world of difference. I've actually been able to start doing more here. The beauty of this whole thing is that because we focus more on upper body, I've gotten a lot stronger. I've been lifting heavier, and it's good because I needed that anyway. My upper body had just lost a lot of strength in the last couple of years because I had cervical spine surgery in January of 2022, and so I pretty much dropped out of. I was a CrossFitter. I was part of that Kool-Aid drinking club, which wasn't good because I had a herniated disc on my right side of my cervical spine, and I was working with it anyway, working out with it, which I think made matters worse. but yeah, I had to drop out of that, drop out of everything because initially my surgeon told me like carry nothing larger than a gallon of milk, and that was
Wow.
accurate. I couldn't even, a gallon of milk was like carrying like a 45, 50 pound weight. It seemed like, I mean, I lost complete strength. So been out of the gym since then, and then last July I joined you guys. I was making momentum, and then come December was this. But yeah, I'm in this, feeling a lot better. I've been able to like squat down on my balls of my feet, and I didn't feel it. I did that yesterday accidentally, not even unconsciously. I was shopping and I squatted down to see something at the lower part of where I was looking, and I didn't even realize that I was squatting on the ball of my foot. So
Mm.
come a long way,
Yeah.
but you guys have been very supportive. Um, Again, the outcome was a stronger upper body, more core workout. But now that I'm feeling a lot more secure, and haven't had X-rays in a couple of weeks, but X-rays weren't even very promising either. Like very slow progress, but a lot of the pain went away. So been just still working around it, but it's been good.
Yeah. Another benefit of two that you received was you didn't lose your habit, right? You have been
Yeah,
with us about 4 or 5 months. The injury, what you started in July?
yeah,
Then the
yeah.
injury
About
happened
five
in
months.
December, and I remember getting the email from you. You fill out the pause form. You're going to pause for 2 months. Now I broke my foot years back, so I knew it was what it takes. I knew what was going to happen. So I urged you not to pause that long, but to come back in when you get back from Mexico. And I think you took about a week off total, right, before you came
Yeah,
back.
because like my foot was, I even left, or like was absent from work because I, part of the accident, because I had flip flops, my foot bent forward, and when it was caught under the scooter, and it actually, as a scooter was sliding, it took my foot.
Mm.
So the top of my big toe and like the big knuckle of the big toe was scraped clean, like the skin was gone. So I had this like bandaged area on top of, and so I wasn't actually even wearing shoes. I was just kind of walking around in this boot with like a sock on, and my foot, the front of my foot, bandaged up. So once that, I felt like that closed up, then I thought, okay, I can put sneakers on. I just needed it to close up because there was just a lot of bleeding, it was gross. But yeah, I think I took that week off that I came back just to kind of recover. There's still a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. Even just standing with the boot was hard. But
Yeah.
yeah, I came back like a week later.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm glad you took my advice because we kind of know how to work around injuries. It's kind of what we do. Um, we just took you off your feet for a while when you were starting off, right? You have one of the good legs still that works and two good arms and a good core. So we just modified everything for you and you gave us feedback, right, on what worked and what didn't. And so with communication, you were able to keep your habit and not lose any of your great muscle tone and bone density.
Yeah, the other thing too that I had mentioned to the trainers is that with my surgery, which was on my right side, so had the surgery and actually everything atrophied, like the muscles, everything just shrank right after the surgery. I think it was part of the, so my surgeon said, was that like post surgery, like my body just reacted. So my arm completely shrank down. I'm right-handed too. My arm shrank down. Even my right leg, the muscle shrank. So they're, even to date, my left side is larger now. Post surgery, I wasn't exercising or anything, but just my daily function, my daily motor skills shifted to where I'm now left side dominant, even though I'm right-handed. Um, and everything is still smaller on, like I'm not proportionally even like I used to be since the surgery. So the beauty of the workouts was I had to use my right to like do like a modified squat or a modified lunge or whatever. Um, like even like sitting for pressing and stuff, I would just put my leg up because I had that boot, so I didn't want to press down on it. Instinctively when I was doing like shoulder presses or curls or anything. So I'd always have my leg out. So this one was I was bracing with this one, and I felt that, and I told the coaches too. So something that's kind of manifesting out of this like modified workout schedule is that I'm realizing just how weak I was on this side. And before the injury, I was noticing like any kind of pressing, that I was kind of like, if it was a bar, I knew my left arm was doing more of the work, and this was just kind of like balancing. So what we did a lot of, I got away from a lot of bar lifting, even though we were doing upper body. It was more dumbbells, so then I could feel the struggle of my right side. So I've noticed that my arm has gotten a lot bigger, um, as a as a result of having to isolate this and shift to my right, and it's kind of been rebuilding my right dominant back, which has been really awkward because I'm right-handed, like I said. But I play softball, and what I had picked up on when I started playing softball again post surgery was that anytime I take off using my left foot. And when I was a teenager, or in high school, I ran track, and I would always, when you get on the blocks, I always took off. My launching leg was my right, so I've had that shift too, or post surgery. So the beauty of the workouts that we've been doing here too, on top of it, has been rebuilding my right side and shifting some of the dominance back because I can't use this side. I've been able to now, like doing more like uh, body weight squats and stuff, but still kind of leaning on this has been helping to kind of get that balance back because I really was left dominant. I wish I was left-handed, so it would have all just been easier. But I'm right-handed, and my throwing was affected from my surgery too. So what I've noticed is with the stuff here in Phoenix has been really good. When I told him that when I joined you guys, we were on a break from my softball league, but we were going to go into the fall ball and our fall ball season. And I told Felix, I said, my arm, like I play outfield, and I used to be able to throw like really far, and now I throw and it just feels like it just goes and drops right in front of me. So he specifically was doing, and we still do it, is we'll do workouts for my right side. Like we'll do both, but I give more attention to this side when it's like a pulley, either like a forearm or shoulder rotation. And I can feel it that like, I'll do this set and then I'll go over to do this set. And this one's definitely more of a challenge. And I can feel that it's from that same surgery.
Yeah.
So Felix has been really good about like focusing, like, I've told him like my right side, my throwing arm is garbage. And, he's like, okay, well, we'll add a couple into whatever the programming is here. He'll swap something out. So we do like a cable to strengthen my shoulder, which is really where all the power is. And, well, before the accident, I did a couple of tournaments and stuff, and I noticed that my throwing was a little bit further, and my hitting was a little bit further. It was a little more power. So it's been, we worked on this, but the benefit was like just strengthening my right side too, which I wasn't really aware of until I still had to use it. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm still really weak on this side. So like, um, especially like doing the squatting, like I had to like learn to get my right side balance back because I could do a left-legged like drop without no problem because I was dominant, but this side being the weaker side and being right hand coordinated, I had the coordination, but the strength wasn't there, so I didn't have the balance. So it was also like just an added benefit that I was re-strengthening my right side,
Yeah.
and not even aware of it.
Yeah.
So it's
Another
been good.
interesting thing to point out with working through an injury like Jake did was that I believe, and there's some research that proves it, that working out through an injury like that actually helps you heal faster than if you just stayed on the couch and stayed laid up at home,
Yeah,
right? You feel
I
like, because you recovered, this is month 4, I believe.
yeah, we're in my
That's
fourth month.
amazing. When I broke my foot, it took me 4 months to heal to be able to run again, and I was 26.
I'm 55, almost twice that age.
Yeah, and I didn't work
My
out.
brother twice that age.
Yeah, I didn't know. Nobody told me that I could work out through that
Yeah, and that
broken foot years ago. But now, you did it.
yeah, and I thought that too. I was like, well, I'm gonna be off my foot. I'm gonna just put on weight, and I'm gonna be hobbling around. And my doctor actually initially offered crutches, and I said no way, because that's like, put me in a wheelchair and I'm done. So I was like, I refused the crutches because I knew that would just even slow me down more and be more of a mental. It would just create a mental hurdle. Like I'm on crutches, I can't do anything. I can barely even drive, type of thing.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
depressing.
I insisted on just the boot, and he said, "Well, then put this elevator on," which I found it on Amazon. It looks like a snowshoe or something, but
Yeah.
it's an adjustable thing that you just strap onto any shoe you're wearing, and it levels off your feet, so you don't end up with. Because he told me I would then end up with like hip and joint issues
You have hip pain. Yeah.
because you're walking, like you're walking on a step all the time. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I grateful for you guys for pushing me, and
Yeah.
I kept my schedule and actually started increasing, and then we went through the was it in March?
Was it a challenge?
Our challenge in March.
Yeah. 40 strong.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And that was good because I was already feeling more and more confident. I had a lot less pain. In the boot, I really didn't feel anything, so I could come here and I could do like a lot more stuff. Still kind of isolating the leg, but getting my leg back incorporated and at least like sitting upright and keeping my foot bent instead of having it extended out with no tension on it. I was able to at least like stand and kind of or sit and like lock in my feet and do like presses or curls or whatever, and
Mhm.
put a little bit of pressure just to you know start engaging my leg. And now that I'm off of it and I'm wearing this thing, and like we were discussing earlier, is that I don't wear it at night when I'm home, um, and I can go downstairs without the brace on, and I'm actually able to walk downstairs normally without a limp, without. I mean, it's to hold onto the rail just in case, but
Yeah.
I don't really feel much, and I think it's been attributed to staying in the gym
Mhm.
and coming in, and then the other side of it, which I had to wait for, but when I got the bone stimulator, I think just the two, like keeping my legs circulated, the circulation going on my leg, and staying somewhat active as much as possible, and then adding that bone stimulator, and it's actually like in the last 2 weeks it's been a world of difference. So I'm hoping by like I don't know, maybe late May, I might be out of this thing and
Mhm. Back on the field.
full throttle here and on the
On
field.
the baseball field, right? Yeah.
More importantly here. But yeah, I do like my recreational sports, but I'm okay with missing that as long as I am healing. So, and that's where we're at. Is some pretty aggressive healing now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very progressive. So you were coming 3 times a week before, right? Before the injury,
Yeah,
and then after the injury, you still kind
I
of
stayed at three
right.
because it just works with my schedule. I work in Tustin, so this has always been on my way home, so that was convenient, and it kept that motivation too. Like, well, you're driving right through there, and Joaquin's insistent that you should, so I stayed with it. But then we did the 40 strong. I think I was coming like 5 days a week because I
Yeah,
was going to.
it's
I
two
do
more
go.
sessions every week,
Yeah,
and we
so I
started at the end of February.
yeah, so
So
I hadn't quite.
I'm sorry, end of January,
Yeah,
all through February. So you
all
were
through
still
February.
fresh in that boot.
I was still in the boot, but I think because I was coming in. Definitely was doing 4 days, but I think I was trying to like, I was almost trying to do five as much as I could. Like
Hmm.
if I was going to, cause like, I was able to like have a flexible schedule at work. So sometimes I would only work like a half a day on Friday, and it was like, well, I won't try to get these guys to schedule a class for me at noon when I'm leaving from work. So I would sometimes skip, but if I did a full day at work on a Friday, or even getting off at like 3, I could, still come for like the 4 o'clock class. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was also a motivator. It's like, what I could, you know, I can. Part of this challenge was coming in for more days, so, and I think that helped too. Like it just kept my confidence, and um, yeah, because that first week after, just being stationary on the couch and recovering, like my sleep went downhill really quick because I was just also kind of napping in and out. I didn't take anything heavier than like a painkiller, but
Hmm.
just being on the couch will really destroy your motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get
And so
depressed.
I was okay with, yeah, because my neck surgery, I was out for a couple of months, and that was hard. I mean, I take my dogs out for walks,
Hmm.
but I had a neck brace on, so I'd take them really early in
Yeah,
the
like
morning,
that.
or like before people got home, so I didn't have to walk around with this full neck brace on and have people gawking at me while I'm walking my dog. So that was
Yeah.
always tricky, but I tried to take them out as much as possible when that was going on. And then luckily, my partner was walking the dogs when I had the boot on, um, and took care of them. But yeah, we're almost there. I mean, I feel like 90% restored.
Hmm.
I haven't had an X-ray recently. I don't have them until the end of May, but just my body's telling me I'm doing a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's
I could see it when you're working out. I could see you doing a lot better.
yeah.
Walking
I
regular.
used to kind of walk with a limp, and
Almost
I don't have the limp anymore either.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost forget that you're going through this because I don't see it in you anymore.
Yeah, and the coach was like, "What about this?" And I'm like, "No, no, no," because when I walk in with confidence, and I
Yeah.
walk in with a normal gait,
Yeah.
and I'm usually in like work pants, so you don't see it. But then I come out in my shorts, and I'm like, let's not forget, like I still got this going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I do gotta remind them, because I think the way I walk in, I mean, I look like I'm like fully recovered, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but we still are. Like I'm still like, well, let me try that. Like whatever the programming is, I'll give it a
Mm-hmm.
try, or I'll like warm up. I'm starting to do some of the warm up movements that I wasn't even able to before. Like
Mm-hmm.
no way. But this last couple of weeks, combination of I think just getting stronger and getting the what I've been waiting for was this bone stimulator, because I knew that would immediately accelerate. And I think just being really aggressive here about like staying involved, and the one thing, I mean, even with an isolated leg, even with the boot on, I was still getting my heart rate up, because
Mm-hmm.
the guy, they were like, "Well,
Yeah.
push yourself," or let's do this or that. And going back to my upper body being so much weaker, being having to shift to that, because that was what we could do. I started pushing my weight, and I'm lifting a lot more than when I joined. That's for sure. And I think that was kind of just a side benefit, was like, well, I core, upper body, some kind of lower body stuff that's modified. It made it a lot more aggressive for me to get stronger, and I'm starting to bench dumbbells that I wasn't even doing last year.
Mm.
So, which is good, because I need to build that up. But yeah,
That's
almost
great,
there.
man.
Yeah,
Well, Jake, thank you for sharing that story. That's really inspiring. You inspired me. Watching you come in all those weeks and months.
hobbling in at first.
Yeah, you inspired me. And I just wanted you to share that story with our listeners because I think you're going to inspire somebody on the other end of that camera right
Yeah,
now or on the other end of this podcast
I
because
hope so. I mean,
this was
I'm
cool.
55. This is the first time I've broken or fractured anything in my life, which I'm lucky for. But
You had a good
uh,
run, man.
I had a good run.
Yeah.
But don't let it stop you.
Yeah, don't let it stop you. And if you're having any injuries and wanna learn how to work through them and around them, then just contact us, and I would love to get on a call with you and show you how we did Jake's program because you could do it. You don't have to stop working out because you break a leg or hand or arm. We have some other success stories here that we'll introduce to you guys later on another podcast. But for right now, thanks Jake for sharing your story. That was really cool, man. Appreciate you.
No worries.
All right. Take care.